Yo, what's up everyone, it is Sharkuna here, and I'll be real with you, I had zero intention of making another video on Mushroom Girl. I genuinely thought the drama was over between us, but it has now become painfully apparent that she's just trying to stir up some more drama to keep her channel alive, reigniting a dead drama just so she can chump out some more content. And yeah, I know some of you might be asking, why even respond? And honestly, I wish I didn't have to. But when she's out here painting me as some type of fucking dictator, and her comment section is now semi-filled with people calling me a literal fucking Nazi, all because she couldn't be bothered to ask the most basic contextual questions, I'm not gonna sit back and let this happen. And at this point, I genuinely believe she needs to be held fully accountable for her actions, not just for the blatant misinformation she spreads without a care in the world, but for how recklessly she handled this entire situation. And this isn't new behavior for her either, she's had a long track history of just deflecting criticism. For example, I once made a very detailed Google Doc disconstructing one of her videos point by point, and her big response? To make a community post nitpicking a minor spelling error when I accidentally swapped two numbers with each other. And this is when I just gave up on this drama because I realized that she wasn't in here for a honest exchange. She was just there to do whatever suited her narrative. She also has a history of just being intentionally vague and hypocritical whenever it suits her. For example, in her video she made last on me, she tried to paint twice as some type of creep, all based in a video where almost nothing is audible or clear, which she essentially used as an excuse to delete his comments when they were giving valid criticism. She essentially used the excuse that he was incredibly weird, yet she was literally spamming his DMs at 4 AM with a flood of GIF memes and Roblox characters making out, and somehow that's not incredibly weird. And on top of that, she's the one that openly supports lolicon, so if there's anybody who even remotely deserves a label of creep or incredibly weird, it's entirely and unequivocally her. Of course she doesn't mention this because it would obviously destroy her arguments and make her look bad. But anyways, now that we've explained all the dishonest behavior she has done leading up to this point, probably not all, but anyways, for context, Mushroom Girl put out a 9-minute nothing burger video about me, completely packed to the brim with misinformation and baseless assumptions. And because this video is so riddled with misinformation, I'll be setting up a lie counter just so we can keep track of how many times she blatantly twists the truth or just makes things up. But yeah, without any further ado, let's just get straight into this video.
I wasn't going to make another video on Shark Hunter, but here I am. And oh boy, do I have some slop for you guys to gobble up. Slop of the artificial intelligence variety, to be exact. Now, despite my video on him being 2 months ago, this little man will not stop coping.
Ah yes, I'm definitely the one that's coping, not the one making a whole ass video on a couple of satirical AI generated videos.
He DMs me randomly, no prompting, with the most stupid AI slop shit ever recorded in human history.
Shark Hunter, being the comedic genius he is, cannot be funny without the use of AI.
It's weird how all of Mushroom Girl's videos start off with a ad hominem attack. Like, I genuinely don't know if she's just using this as filler or if she actually thinks throwing petty insults somehow makes her argument stronger. Like, dude, if half of your video is just personal jabs before you can get into any of the substance, then maybe your argument wasn't strong to begin with.
Actually, that's a deceptive way to word it, since that implies that the AI slop he makes is funny.
This video honestly just shows how careless Mushroom Girl is in doing even the slightest bit of contextual work and fact-checking things before making a video on someone. Because, believe it or not, surprisingly, no, I didn't create these. I never even implied in our DMs that I created these. I actually got this from one of my fans, then later sent this to Mushroom Girl for shits and giggles. If you genuinely want to be seen as a credible source, then reaching out to me directly, even if it's just a simple message asking whether I actually made it or not, is absolutely essential. Saying, oh, he probably made it so I'll just go with that, is incredibly reckless. If you're gonna build an entire video based around an assumption without even a shred of evidence, then don't get surprised when people just stop taking you seriously. And at this point, this is just so incredibly pathetic. This is just a prime example of Mushroom Girl being greedy, so desperate for content that she's willing to essentially build an entire video based off of a unverified assumption. And finally, whether you're a Mushroom Girl fan or just casually watching, I think we can all agree that slapping together a video in under 24 hours based entirely off of a unverified assumption is incredibly reckless and irresponsible. If you're going to accuse someone or paint someone in a certain lights, then the absolute bare minimum you can do is confirm basic facts. This was rushed, half-baked slop thrown together for attention. And everything about this video, from how it was rushed in less than a day, to how much little effort and care was actually put into it, to the blatant misinformation and baseless assumptions she packs into this video, points towards it just being nothing more than just dishonest, manipulative-filled slop.
Exhibit A. The joke is that he's beating me up in a boxing ring? I don't know. And here is Exhibit B, where he's ruling an army, I guess. And he's also got blue skin for some reason. And to reiterate, these were entirely unprompted. These didn't correspond to any video I made, community post, DM.
He randomly, for no reason, decided to spend his precious time making AI slop to own the libs.
Also, quick note before we resume, she admits in her own video that these AI clips that I sent to her were trying to be funny, or in other words, obviously satirical, not serious.
Shark Hunter, being the comedic genius he is,
cannot be funny without the use of AI.
but I can't bring myself to even be impressed in, like,
A satirical, funny way.
He literally just wants to be violent towards people he disagrees with.
But then not even a few minutes later, she completely contradicts herself by treating those same clips like they were 100% serious, and somehow proof of my intentions. You can't have it both ways. It's either clearly a joke or it's not. And if you've already acknowledged that it is a joke, then why build an entire video around taking it seriously?
Scene 1, opening shot. A mysterious masked figure in a blue suit and green fedora stands against a blue background. He holds a rifle calmly, surveying a battlefield. Text appears. Shark Hunter Regime, Year 5. Scene 2, Mushroom Girl Rebellion. Cute, pastel-colored mushroom-headed rebels gather in a forest.
So let me get this straight. You're a dictator running a regime, and we are rebelling against your regime. And we are these... The AI said it, not me. Cute little mushroom people. And you're supposed to be the good guy, and we're supposed to be the bad guy.
I don't know if she realizes this or not, but the video in question was never meant to make me look like a good guy, and it definitely was not meant to be taken seriously. It was literally a satirical AI shitpost made by someone in my Discord server after a joke started in my friend group about me being some type of dictator. One of my fans ran with it and created a obviously low effort, intentionally garbage looking AI video just to exaggerate that joke. That's it. And you know what? It would be somewhat nice if she could ask me literally anything about the context instead of rushing out a video based entirely off of assumptions.
yeah, this AI, whatever you used to generate this story, did not do what I assumed you wanted it to do, which is make you look like some heroic leader. It's just making you sound like Shark. And he had to have put the dictator thing in. Like, that's not something AI is just gonna make up, right? Like, you had to have put that in to ChatGPT or whatever, and it had to have spit out a story about you being a dictator. It wouldn't have made that up on its own.
That is weird. That is an inherently weird thing to do.
Do I even need to say anything at this point? Her entire video collapses the moment you introduce even the slightest bit of context, because it's built purely off of assumptions. This video is just one big fucking massive nothing burger.
Like, okay, there's joking about your channel being a dictatorship, and then there's whatever the this is.
The quote-unquote whatever the hell this is a AI-generated satirical video joking about my channel being a dictatorship.
With a cape, raises her staff and shouts, "We rise against the regime."
I love this whole, like, I assume it's supposed to be some kind of analogy about how we're weak little rebels and he's this big, powerful dictator man. Buddy, you're 15. You are a 15-year-old who's probably too scared to ask for ketchup at a restaurant. Please pack it up.
Scene 3, attack begins. Shark Hunter silently walks into the frame. The sky darkens. He raises his rifle and fires. Each shot pixelates a rebel out of existence.
Shark Hunter is definitely not fun to play mermaids with, because dude would be stealing all the tail colors. That's what this shit feels like to me. You can't have the magical gun that pixelates people out of existence. I wanted the gun that pixelates people out of existence, and I want it to be rainbow so it matches.
What the fuck did I just watch?
Calm, calculated, no wasted movement.
The way you moved your fingers to type out this prompt that created this AI story was definitely wasted movement.
This video is just so unbelievably dog shit on so many different levels. Like, half of the video is just fucking filler, and then the other half is just a nothing burger. Like, this video is just unironically awful. There's just a bunch of lazy filler jokes to try to mask the fact that she has nothing real to say.
Scene 4, Tactical Advance. Shark Hunter moves through rebel camps, torching spore bunkers, disabling mushroom drones, and planting regime flags on destroyed huts.
Dude, he wants to be Shark so bad. I'm genuinely a little concerned.
Text overlay. Pacification progress, 82%.
Pacification in this context means the act of forcibly suppressing or eliminating a population considered to be hostile. So, died.
No, Mushroom Girl, that doesn't constitute genocide. Not even in this fictional, entirely AI-generated scenario. What's being portrayed here is a armed insurgency. That's why the language includes phrases like torching spore bunkers or disabling mushroom drones. The characters are literally referred to as rebels. It's obviously exaggerated and satirical. The context of the entire video makes it clear that it's a fictional rebellion being put down, not some f***ing unprovoked campaign of violence.
He made an AI story where he commits genocide against me and my fans. Yeah, I wasn't joking about the shark thing. He literally just wants to be violent towards people he disagrees with.
She is seriously trying to equate a obviously satirical AI generated video where I'm portrayed as this cartoonish dictator taking down towers with a single bullet to me supposedly wanting to be violent towards people who disagree with me. I don't know what type of fucking Mushroom Girl was smoking when she made this, but that is fucking cartoonishly stupid. It's the same argument as, people who play violent video games cause real life violence. Actually, no, it's worse than that. Because anybody with half a brain would obviously see that this isn't a manifesto. It was obviously and clearly meant as a joke, but Mushroom Girl, being the dishonest scumbag she is, decided to pretend that I was 100% serious about some AI slop I sent her that I didn't even create, while me and our DMs not even hinting in the slightest that this is serious in any way, shape, or form.
That is very concerning. And also probably against the Quran, but honestly, that's the least of my worries right now. And I can already hear the smart-ass aunties in the comments saying, well, don't you believe that fiction doesn't automatically equal what you believe in reality? First of all, this would be classified as real person fiction, aka when you take real people who actually exist and put them into a fictional work. Or in this case, asking AI to do it for you. Drawing a fictional character being murdered is okay because that person doesn't exist. Drawing Susie from down the street, who you really don't like, getting murdered is probably a sign that Susie from down the street should get a restraining order. He also decided for no reason to portray himself, not a fictional character who doesn't exist, but himself as a dictator committing genocide against me and my fans.
The fucking story even suggests it was being taken place online. Plus, it doesn't even show anything graphic. Nobody gets brutally murdered on screen. It literally says at the end, the mushroom tower explodes into spores. Spores, Mushroom Girl. Not blood, not gore, not anything remotely real or serious, and somehow your brain jumps to, he wants to harm me in real life. Like, are you okay? Are we reading the same thing? Because it's almost impressive how far you've managed to twist this into some narrative where you're the victim of some dark intent, and Shark Hunter is just genociding everyone. Because it's so obvious that this wasn't made out of hate, it was made out of laughs. You turned it into a drama because you needed a new thing to rant about. And that is honestly way more telling than anything AI could ever produce.
Final text on screen. Shark Hunter regime ascendant.
You know, I've been online for a long time, definitely longer than I should have been online. I've seen a lot of interesting things, but never in my life have I seen a 15-year-old's desires to recreate 1930s Germany with people they dislike. Never have I seen that. I will give it to you, Shark Hunter. I have never seen this before in my life. This video isn't quite a commentary, but if it was a commentary, my final thoughts would be, this guy needs to invest in a diary and a therapist. Since this video is so short and low stakes, I might as well do some self-promo. I have a webcomic, it's called Souls Meant to Burn. Just recently I posted a new chapter, chapter 7. It is not AI slop, it is indeed man-made slop, so I think you should check it out.
Oh, this makes sense now. This entire build-up of this video was just for her shitty webcomic. Well, whatever, let's go tally up all the lies. Wow, astonishing. Over 19 lies condensed into a 9-minute video. That means, on average, there was a lie for every 28 seconds, essentially 2 lies per minute. This is honestly just so pathetic at this point. Like, genuinely, this video didn't have to be made. Like, it's so clear that she's just doing this for views. She hasn't made a commentary video in quite some time. She's clearly running out of ideas. Then suddenly, the moment I send her some random, obviously satirical parody AI video for shits and giggles, she jumps on it and makes a whole ass fucking video on it. The drama's dead, completely over, but she needed something, anything to stir up the pot and stay relevant. This wasn't out of concern or outrage, that's for sure. This was 100% a lazy, desperate grab for views. And it also explains why half of the fucking video is filler and then the other half is just a nothing burger. Like, the best way I could describe this video is just f***ing slop. The most unoriginal, lazy f***ing slop that she scraped from the bottom of the barrel. But anyways, this is gonna be the end of this video. If you guys enjoyed, subscribe, like, join the Discord server if you want. I'm done talking about Mushroom Girl. I don't think I'll make another video on her. I just think it's quite desperate of her to make this video. But yeah.
You greedy dirtbag!